And welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Mafia. My name is JoJo. I got my boys with me. My name is Brian. And we got the comeback kid. And he fixed his camera this week, guys. Congratulations,
Yes.
Joseph. So how's
I
it going,
came
boys?
back.
What's new?
All good over here. Just living life. How about you, Legend?
I made it a championship last season, so constantly always making playoffs. So
I didn't
Man,
know
I wish we
Legend
had
lost
$1
the
for every
championship.
time he said that. Like he just keeps referencing his loss in the championship round there.
actually, you know what? I thought of a good sports, or after our draft, I got a good topic just because of that. I thought of it.
Okay. All right.
All right, a little
Maybe you can
teaser.
tease the viewers of this idea or whatever you got on your mind. But anyway, let's get right into it because we got a lot on the docket. We're gonna actually do a team by team preview. We're gonna start with the AFC first. We're just gonna give like a nugget or two each and just get through this real quick just to keep you guys in the loop of what's been happening in the off season leading up to training camp here. Some fantasy buzz of what can be. We're heading into. So there you go. Let's just start it. Here we go. We're going to start with the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers. How long will Mitch Trubisky keep the job?
Oh, man. I say he lasts 10 games. I think he goes pretty far into it. I think once they realize they're not going to make the playoffs, even if Trubisky is doing well, they're still going to plug in Pickett and then see how he does with the rest of the season. So I give it like about 10 games at the least.
Brian?
I think he could do pretty good with that offense as well. I don't think he's going to do terrible. I just think they want to give Pickett some reps before the season ends. They're going to plug him in somewhere.
I agree with that part. Go ahead.
I think like around week 10 to week 12, something like that. Once they're kind of out of the playoff race,
There you go.
they're in like a really tough division. So yeah, I mean, there's no chance they're going to make the playoffs. So yeah, I think by like 10 or 12.
I'm right there with you. I think if they're definitely out of the playoff race, whatever point that is, then he's definitely coming in. I think Trubisky, he learned from, he was with Josh Allen last year, rode the bench, of course. I still think he has some just little juice left in the tank here. He's got an extremely, extremely talented group around him. Deontay, Claypool, Najee out of the backfield, even Freiermuth, fireproof.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he can do well enough to keep the job. And I think if it takes week 10 to 12, I think that's doable. But I think it's just by that point, if they're out of the playoff race, it's biggest job. So there you go. We'll have more to you on Pittsburgh as we go forward. We're going to keep moving. Cincinnati Bengals. Does Jamar Chase repeat his magic again in 2022?
I'm going to say no, just because he did so well in his rookie season. I don't think he can match that just yet. Usually, if you come off that kind of season, like we saw with Justin Jefferson, like he had a great season, but can he do that? He didn't do that as great his second
Well,
season.
not necessarily
even though he had
surpass it, because he didn't surpass it, but he's still Jay Jeff was like still awesome. Wasn't he top 3, top 5 in receivers?
He was still really good, but he didn't surpass his rookie season hype, So if you're talking about magic as in that kind of hype and being like crazy good, I think he's just have a good year. It's not going to be like magical or anything like that.
I think he is. I personally think he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver. So yeah, I think they're going to throw the ball a lot. They're going to throw the ball a lot to him. They improve the offensive line to get the ball downfield. And some shit happened the other day. I forgot where he says his Madden rating was low.
Dude, so bad.
Yeah,
18th.
So he's like extra motivation. I think for sure.
If you look, that was his rookie year. Not many people had tape on him. They underestimated him. Now they're gonna know he's a top option. They're gonna focus on him some more.
No, man, what are you talking about? That's like if you're a rookie, like up to like week 5 or 6, they don't really have tape on you. After that, they got tape on you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they got tape on him after a few games, man. They couldn't cover the guy. I'm with Brian. Brian and I have been very simpatico this offseason. I'm actually kind of scared.
I don't even know what sympathetic means.
Simpatico? It's a play on. It's like a little word that I learned.
Dumb it down for him.
Yeah, dumb it down for our users.
We're very compatible. We used to be like this. Now we're like this. Okay.
You gotta say no homo after shit like that. But all right.
I know that was kind of homo. I'm sorry. Anyway, but he had the 4th most receiving yards last year, 1455, 4th most 20 plus yard receptions. He had 22 of those, and 3rd most receiving TDs with 13. This guy's just like a house call waiting to happen, right? This guy is extremely explosive. He's got a lot of wheels, not necessarily as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he can literally take the top off of defense. I think he's the next most explosive wide receiver next to Tyreek Hill. Yes, I know you have Jalen Waddle, Brian, but in my opinion, I think Jamar Chase is that next explosive type wide receiver. So I think he does repeat the magic. I don't know about surpassing those numbers, but I think he can at least get in that ballpark again. So there you go. Next one, we got Baltimore Ravens. Where do you draft J.K. Dobbins coming off his ACL injury?
That's not what it says in the docket, Joey.
Doesn't? Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah.
Skip the Browns.
Oh, I skipped one, but we'll go back to that one. Don't worry, I skipped a team. I did that kind of on purpose too, because.
All right, no worries. I think maybe did you adjust it, Brian? But it's not here. Whatever you adjusted.
No. He was referring to the next team.
Okay.
I skipped him. That's my fault.
No worries. We can do Ravens. J.K. Dobbins. This is a tough one, man.
Did you draft Dobbins last year?
I did draft Dobbins last year. He got injured.
Did you draft the backup last year too?
Who?
Did you draft?
Wait, you didn't draft that early, did we?
Yeah, we drafted him. Did I draft J.K.? Yeah, I did. I drafted J.K. Dobbins.
Wow. Okay.
I was really happy with the pick because I thought he was going to be very good. Luckily, for our viewers, this is something to pay attention to. I drafted the handcuff as well. So, and he got injured too.
And then what happened with the 3rd string?
And then I picked up the 3rd string somehow.
You did.
Yeah. So I ended up having the whole trio there, and he ended up getting cut. So there you go. Anyway, so
the real question is, are you a curse to the Ravens running back field? That's the real question.
Maybe that is the real question here. But if I were to draft him, I'm going to go probably like round 4 or something like that. Like, I'm not drafting him super early, but I do think he's going to be the starter, and they're going to plug him right in where he was last year. I think he's ready to go. So
perfect.
Not much of a setback, but just a little scared because of the injury. That's all.
Anything to add, Brian? We're going to keep moving along. Do you think round 4 is good?
Depends what you hear from training camp, but yeah, I think.
Okay. I think that 4 or 5 sounds good to me. Like at least as of now. So we'll keep it there. All right, let's go back to the one I skipped. Cleveland Browns. What is the win total for the Cleveland Browns if Deshaun Watson indeed does not play? Because Vegas has them off the boards. You can't bet this team total right now. So we're kind of setting the line. What do you think the team total should be?
As a Dolphins fan, I saw Jacoby Brissett play last season. I'm going to go with 0 wins. That's what I'm going with. 0 fucking wins.
You, Joseph?
I think they're going to get like 5 wins. They have an okay defense, and they based the whole offense off the running game, and they still have the running backs. I mean, it's not really that much of a downgrade going from Baker Mayfield to Brissett. They're not going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think they get like 5 games at least.
I'm going to go with 5. I think 5 is a safe bet for no Deshaun. I think the line should be 5.5 or somewhere around there. And yeah, moving on. The good defense, good running game. I think Brissett can just hand the ball off. I think they'll be okay. Is Michael Pittman, AFC South, is Michael Pittman ready to be an alpha wide receiver 1?
Pittman.
Yes, of course he's going to be number 1. He finally, I think this is the best quarterback.
No. When you say alpha wide receiver, I think a better question is he a wide receiver 1? Is he a top?
Is he an actually true alpha wide receiver 1?
Yes. Yes, I would say yes on all of those. This is his best quarterback he's had. I watched Michael Pittman's games last year. I had him on my team. He was open most of the time. Carson Wentz couldn't hit him in the touchdown at all, and especially in the beginning of the year. If he had just a couple of those touchdowns in the beginning of the year, it would have been a totally different outlook for him. So Matt Ryan's much more accurate. He's much more poised in the pocket. So I'm really love Michael Pittman this year. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. He's probably gonna be one of my good fellows of the year. I'm thinking about it. So
All
I'm really high
right,
on
a little precursor. Brian, what do you got? What do you got?
I know Yosef for like a long, long time. Yosef, answer this. Do you think I know you better than Nancy, your own wife?
Depends on like what like.
No. I remember one time in the car we had he was asking questions. I answered more questions about him correctly than his own wife did.
Oh Jesus!
So when I see Yosef talking, like his eyes just lit up talking about Michael Pittman, so enthusiastic. Which, like, I believe that you had Michael Pittman on your team before, right? Or like last season, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. It's a homer. He's biased. He's not a wide receiver.
It's not because I'm biased. It's because I saw his games because he was on my team. I know how good he is.
Because you're biased, man. I saw the way your eyes lit up. It's bullshit.
I do love him. I do love him. Yes.
So Brian's out on him. I'm going to be with Yosef on this one. I'm not going to add too much. I just think that this is the type of receiver that Matt Ryan can succeed with, even in his late stages of his career. They have a great running game to balance out the attack. I'll have more of a take on this later on in other episodes. We're going to keep it moving. Is Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans, a top 5 fantasy back? Brian, take this one.
Yeah. I mean, they got no other options. Like they traded AJ Brown away. Julio Jones got cut. You got to give it to someone. Might as well give it to Derrick Henry. So yeah, I think it would be a top 5 back.
Joseph, bring it home.
Yeah, he's definitely top 5 back. I mean,
you know what? Actually, can I take it back?
Uh-oh.
I think he's going to be top 5 in terms of usage and getting touches. In terms of results, he won't be a top 5 back because they can't spread the ball. The teams are going to be too focused in on the run game because now there's no wide receivers or anything like that. So he's still going to get the touches, but the results won't be the same.
I don't think that matters. I think it's better for him that AJ Brown's gone. They're going to focus. They're going to just keep giving the ball to Derrick Henry. He's gotten some extra rest after the injury. He's going to be focused. He's going to be hard, and he's going to be a top 5 back. No question.
I'm just going to add something real quick. He has logged over 2,000 carries over the past 7 years. It's a lot of freaking tread on the tires. He's getting a little older. I know he didn't start his career as a workhorse back because he was behind DeMarco for a couple seasons. But now I think he's going into his 5th season now with like a full workload. So just pay attention to that. Make your decisions on that. And yeah, we'll keep it moving. Jacksonville Jaguars, is Christian Kirk an undervalued wide receiver in drafts?
I think he's valued. No, I think he's valued right where he needs to be. I mean, he's just going to be like a Marvin Jones of last year. Like he's going to have some really good games, but most of the time he's going to disappoint you. So that's how I value him.
I think he's undervalued. You gave him a lot of money. You're going to give him the ball. It's a new coaching staff that doesn't kick players, and they brought players in that fit this offense. And Christian Kirk is going to be the wide receiver one on that team.
They gave a bunch of players a lot of money, so they have to spread the ball around too. They can't just give it to Kirk. They gave Ingram a lot of money. They gave Zay Jones a lot of money. So, and then who's the quarterback? Trevor Lawrence. Marvin Jones is still there.
I think he'll be fine.
Just quick little stats on that. I'm actually siding with Brian a little bit. I think he's a little undervalued. The contract is egregious in my opinion, but it is what it is. He's never cleared 1,000 yards in any of his 4 seasons in the NFL. He's ranked 7th in yards per target average. That's 7th among players who drew at least 100 targets. And he's just 25 years old. So I think there's still some juice worth the squeeze here. And I think if you're getting him in the middle to late rounds, I think it's actually good value there, and you should take a chance on him because he can play slot and outside. So there you go.
Yeah, don't forget also ETN's coming back, so it's more targets taken away.
We'll see. We got Houston Texans. This is a fun question, actually. Who will be this team's fantasy MVP? Not named Brandon Cooks.
I don't even know any other player.
Right? That's why I made this one. I like this question because it kind of makes you think a little bit
I
more.
already know. Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce. I'm siding with him too.
Damian Pierce.
I think he's got just that. I don't know. He's just got that like just fantasy like fill in like vibe to me. Like if you have a bye week running back, like Damian Pierce will step in and do the damn job and maybe give you an extra start or two in the year. That's about it.
Yeah,
Have
sure.
you guys ever? You know what's a division I never really met any fans in is the AFC South. Colts, Titans, Jaguars, Texans. Have you ever met a fan of any of those 4 teams?
You go to any sports bars, you'll find the 1 or 2 fans that watch the games there at sports bars. But yeah, other than that, no, not like walking around. No.
Besides Yosef, the only other Panther fan I've ever seen was at a bar like a few blocks away, and it was a guy with his mom at the bar. That's the only other Panther fan I've ever seen in my life.
That's a real man right there, taking his mom.
We still got a lot more to get into, guys. I don't want to cut the story short, but we just want to make sure these are nice and sweet. Let's go to – I'm sorry, I missed the page here. Will Breece Hall be a 3-down back, New York Jets? Will he be a 3-down back? Go ahead.
I don't think so, but that doesn't take away from his value. I feel like he's still going to have some good value. I think Michael Carter might take some snaps, and they got some other guys. And this is the way Salah had them running last year. It didn't look like he wants to commit to a 3-down type of back. But Breece Hall is definitely going to get some carries and maybe some targets as well. So I don't think he's going to be a 3-down back, but that doesn't mean I don't value him pretty high.
I think the real question is, would you let Zach Wilson around your mom? That's what I really want to know. What the,
that is a good question.
Guys will say. But Breece Hall is not a 3-down back. I think he's going to be a pure runner. I think Michael Carter is going to get some carries in there too. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to be a 3-down back.
Yeah, I think Michael Carter is not going to go away. I'm right there with you. I'd say temper expectations on a full workload with him. And then, yes, I also would worry if I had a hot mom. Don't let him around Zach Wilson. There you go. Let's keep it moving to Miami, Brian's favorite team. No secret. How does Tyreek Hill affect this team? Because, Brian, after all, before you answer, you did say in a past episode that they have too many weapons.
They do have too many weapons.
So literally, with this question.
I'm letting you guys know right now. We play Madden. I'm Dolphins. I'm finally picking them again.
It's okay.
We got Waddle. We got Gesicki. Hill. If you look at the speed of the running back, we got Mostert. I think we actually have 3 of the top 10.
I thought it was Gesicki.
I don't know, whatever his last name is.
It's your team, man. You better get it right, because if it's Gesicki, I'm gonna clown you.
But we actually have 3 of like the top 10 or 3 of the top 5 like fastest players on offense. I saw Mostert, Hill, and Waddle.
How is Mostert a top player at a position?
No, in terms of speed.
Oh, and speed-wise. Yeah, of course. Okay, I got that.
Yeah. Fantasy-wise, I wouldn't draft him. I think his offense is going to spread the ball like a lot around. He's going to open like the field a little bit more for other guys. So in terms of actual wins for the team, I think he'll do good. But in terms of fantasy, not so much.
All right, let's keep moving. That's good enough on Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo Bills is Gabe Davis. Legitimate. Yosef, go ahead.
Ooh, yeah, I think he is legitimate. I think it's his 3rd year. You've seen progression. Well, he's had the same amount of receptions the past 2 years, but you saw at the end of last year, he was killing it, especially with the injuries. I think they really want to have him step into that second role finally. And for fantasy-wise, I really hope he does step into it because he's been legit. He knows how to get open in the red zone, especially. And for fantasy, that's very valuable. So he's a guy you're going to look at in the later rounds if he's there. At least I'm going to look at him to try and pick him up and get a steal later on. So, yeah, I would answer yes. He's definitely legitimate.
He is steaming right now in best ball. Like, people are taking him, like, in the 30s, in early 40s.
Oh, wow.
So like, I'm just telling you right now, if that keeps up, you're probably not going to get him as a steal because people are so high on him right now. But we'll see if the once like the regular people start drafting, we'll see if that changes. But right now the D-gens that are drafting since May, they've been skyrocketing and pushing his button early. Just a little fun nugget though. Do you guys know what college he went to?
Wait. No.
UCF. He went to UCF. He was only 216 there. He bulked up to almost 230 now. So I mean, he's put up a lot of weight. It's paying off. You know, he's getting open. He's getting separation, making DBs fall down, as you saw in the AFC Championship. And you know, had a great performance there. I think he's legitimate, hands down. I think it's a little bit overvalued though right now in drafts. If as far as best ball is concerned, we'll see if that keeps up in regular drafts. New England Patriots rounding out the AFC East. Will Ramondre Stevenson take the job from Damian Harris?
No, I think it's going to be the same as last year. I think Damian Harris will start the year. Stevenson will come in to spell him for a little bit. There's an injury to Harris, and Stevenson is going to step in, be the lead guy. But I think it's going to be a balanced approach. I don't see much changes. I think for regular leagues, which we denounce on this channel, those are good options. But for PPR, they're still okay, but more later in the draft.
Okay.
I think there's a chance.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, I think it's like once it gets to like the late rounds and you're looking at like, running back I should pick up. Maybe something might happen. He's like the one that I'll look at. So.
I agree with you. Well, I'll have more of that later on. I almost want to keep this thing moving, but I do like Ramondre. Is there a path for Derek Carr to finish as a top 5 QB?
Yosef,
I'm gonna let you guys.
Wait. Yosef, on the count of 3, we're going to give our answers. One word answer, okay? 1, 2, 3. No.
Yes. No. Yeah.
God damn, you guys
All
are
right,
such
next.
haters. I mean, the guy has so many weapons, right?
Next.
I'm not gonna take the cop out that
What's the next
Brian's
Next
taking with his too many weapons, but he's got a lot of weapons. The only question I would say is the only thing that would hold him back from being a top quarterback, and I'll move on after this, is the offensive line. And I'm using Brian's offensive line for this, and I hate to be a hypocrite with that, but it is the offensive line. Yes, that's it. Okay.
He's had a good offensive line for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
His offensive line's been great for like 10 years.
Yeah.
We got rid of all the all pros last year. This was the first.
Yeah,
hold on. They got rid of all the all pros last year. So that means previously he had a bunch of all pros.
Well, they had them, but they also got hurt 2 years ago too. Okay, we got to move on again. But they don't have anybody but Colton Miller. That's the only all pro they have. That's it. Anyway, where should Juju be drafted here in drafts for Kansas City?
TikTok star Juju should be drafted. He should go undrafted. I think he's like a 3-catch, 30 yards type of guy.
Wait, didn't you say you like Juju in past episodes?
Pull the tape. What are you talking about?
I will pull the tape, and I will put it on Twitter too.
I probably said I like his dances. That's about it.
You said Juju was probably the best signing in FA. That was a quote. You did say that.
Yes, does I ever say that?
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
I will pull it after the show. And oh my God, I'm clowning you because you are going back on your words. Go ahead, Yosef, real quick. Wrap it up on that. What do you think? Because you asked the question.
I just likes the dancing, and he did mention that Juju's going to be good friends with Mahomes' brother. I remember that. But other than that, I think Juju is definitely draftable, and I would draft him probably at 8th, 9th round. You have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, and Juju is talented. He's young still. He's an okay route runner. So yeah, I'll definitely draft him. I think he's going to be pretty valuable. I actually like him. This
wasn't a question of if you're going to draft him. Like in the draft, Brian's dumb when he says he's not draftable. He's undraftable.
I said he'll go out undraft. Oh, all right. Well, I wouldn't draft him. I think he will have a better rapport with Jackson Mahomes than Patrick Mahomes.
Wow. Okay, that's a take. I like that. That's at least a stance. I like that. But I think he's actually going to finish as the best wide receiver on the team as far as fantasy. And then I think Sky Moore does the next best, but we'll see. Moving on, is Keenan Allen dust? Point blank period. Is Keenan Allen dust?
No.
So Keenan Allen is around our age, so I don't want to.
He also has no hair like you.
Yeah, and a nice beard. So he is not dust. Keenan Allen's a wide receiver 1, actually. For you making fun of him, wide receiver 1. Yeah, there you go.
You do kind of have they have the same kind of style. Huh?
They do have the same style. I think.
I'm just looking at you like, wow, this is like Keenan Allen. If he had glasses,
I think Keenan Allen jocked you. Actually, I think he did. But yeah, I think he's dust. We'll have more on that later. Denver Broncos. The final question is: it's Sutton or Judy? Who's going to be the better receiver in this new offense with new quarterback Russell Wilson? Yosef, go.
He ain't got nothing on Sutton. Sutton is going to be the top receiver in this offense. He's going to be like the Metcalf for the Seahawks with the Russell Wilson scoring touchdowns. He's going to be great. High value.
Since we're going with the puns, the Jew is going with Judy.
Oh
man,
that was terrible.
You know what? We're gonna have more. That's a question that's gonna always be leading up till draft time. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna close it up with that. I can't top that funny comment. Let's just round it up right there. Great episode, guys. I hope you guys got a little something out of it. Whoever's watching this, and we'll have the NFC team by team previews for you next time. Until then, have a great time. Have a great day. Stay safe.